All right, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to this week's AdvocateHub class. It's Don. I'm back again for another week. Heather's taking the week off from AdvocateHub class. And this week, our topic is challenges, specifically achieving balance in your challenges. And today is an extra special class. This week, not just me. I'm Don, support magician. Maybe you know me. I am the teacher of the class this week, but we're also joined by Zhi, who is our Advocate Team Product Manager. She's going to talk about some new features. It's very exciting. So, in today's class is two parts. So first part will be Zhi talking about the new features. That includes the challenge player, which is live today. So you may have noticed there's lots of changes to how challenges look in your hub. So she's going to talk about, the background, why these changes were implemented. And the second part, she's going to talk about some coming soon features, moments and challenge suggestions. I'll leave that to her. And the second part, I'll come back, and then we'll talk about if you have enough challenges. We'll talk about how to make enough balance, achieve balance in your challenges. So we'll get to that when we get to that. And so first, let's talk about the challenge player. I'm going to hand over the microphone to Zhi, and she's going to talk about some of the new features that are available now and are coming soon. So here we go. I'll just give the mic over to her.
So hi everyone. Today I'll be talking about the new design changes I've made to the Advocate homepage, as well as the recent change that we did for the challenge pop-up that went into production yesterday. So one of the UX issues with the old Advocate dashboard, I'm not sure if our audience here remember, was that the colored cells did not give any indication of what the challenges were about. And advocates found it difficult to quickly determine which challenges were of interest to them. So with the new design of our homepage, we wanted to allow advocates to explore and easily discover the challenges that interest them by displaying snippets of the challenge descriptions, as you can see on the screen here. Also, during our user testing, advocates mentioned that by scanning the challenge types, it helped them in making the decisions easy too. And in part of our latest push, we also made some changes to the challenge pop-up, which we are internally now calling it the new challenge player. The challenge player is now our next step in our vision in helping advocates to enter a state of flow once they start doing challenges. So this actually went in yesterday. So before the most recent push, advocates were kind of confined to this really small challenge pop-up, which required a ton of scrolling within the window. So a lot of valuable content, such as the public responses from their peers, were very much hidden, and it was very difficult to discover any discussions that were going on. So what we did here was we increased the height of the pop-up, so advocates now has a more working space, and we improved the readability and allowed the sections that used to be very hidden to be much more exposed now. So for example, as you can see here, advocates can quickly see what other people have submitted as part of the challenge. So moving on into this sprint, we'll be doing more cleanup with the visuals and ensuring that the challenge player is now nicer looking. So as one of the, on top of the new layout and the bigger pop-up size, our vision for the design revamp is also to make it more enjoyable for advocates to complete challenges. So here you can see a mock-up of the upcoming changes that we'll be making. So on the top section, as you can see here, it includes a small delight that we want to provide advocates once they complete the challenge. So this is currently just a very low-fi mock-up to convey the concept, and the end result we guarantee will look much nicer than here. So we are aiming to have that ready in our next push, and hopefully it will be a nice small surprise for you and your advocates when you next see it. So recalling the vision of the design revamp as mentioned earlier, which is to help advocates enter like a state of flow once they start doing challenges, we want to encourage this user flow through the introduction of challenge suggestions, which you can see on the second part of the screen. Once advocates complete the challenge, we will recommend up to 3 challenges, and they are based on either challenges of the same type. So for example, if an advocate just did a survey challenge, we would suggest other survey challenges that are available for them, or other popular challenges that others have done. So this algorithm was actually derived from our user testing, where we tested a few different concepts, including one where we would suggest challenges that were completed by advocates, which our system has determined to be similar to them. So for example, similar by their product title or the industry that they work in. But the feedback that we gotten was that this suggested challenges seemed too arbitrary to them. And challenge types were just easier to understand and was the most straightforward in advocates' mind. So with all the design changes that we're making on the advocate side, it would be great to have challenge types that are indicative of what the challenge is about, something like social media, survey, product feedback, or referrals, etc. So it helps advocates to quickly identify the challenges that they like. Also, to leverage on the upcoming challenge suggestion algorithm, we would recommend ensuring each challenge type to have a good pool of challenges that our system can pull from and put more front and center for advocates. So these are the updates for what's coming up next, and I'll be passing it back to Don, and he'll carry on.
Wow, thank you very much, Zhi. Very, very informative. So, as she said, this will be coming up soon, probably in a couple of weeks. We'll be able to see the new challenge suggestion and the new kind of pop-up telling how many points are earned after you completed the challenge. So, since advocates will now be seeing challenge suggestions, we really expect that challenge completion is going to increase. This will encourage advocates to complete more challenges. So this means that you need to have enough challenges available, which is what we're going to talk about next. So part 2 of this class is about achieving balances in your challenge offering. So the first part, we need to talk about a couple of questions you should ask yourself. Do I have enough challenges is one, and maybe do I have too many challenges? So how can we find this in our hub? So I'm going to share my screen with you here, and we're going to find how can we tell if we have enough challenges or maybe too many challenges in our hub. So here you can see I am on the admin view, and here I'm in the advocates page, so I can see a list of advocates here. Now, if you look on the side of the advocate list, we can see a list. We can sort this list by last activity, available challenges, or total points. So if we want to see how many challenges our top advocate has available, we can see if we have enough challenges. So here we can see Don Draper is my top advocate. He has 11,000 points. He is the top advocate. So ideally, we want to click into Don Draper here, and we click on the Challenges tab. We can see, oh no, there's an error. Okay. Well, don't know what that is. Just ignore that. So we click on the Challenges tab, and we click on the Available Challenges. Now, your top advocate should have at least 10 challenges available to him. Now, if he has more than 20 challenges, as you can see here, Don has probably about 40 challenges available. That means he has probably too many challenges. And we're going to talk about how you can reduce the number of challenges. So the most important thing, though, with the new challenge suggestions is that your top advocate has at least 10 challenges available. And this means that all your other advocates will have a lot of challenges available as well. Now let's return to the slides here. So you ask yourself, do I have enough challenges? So the correct answer is yes, my top advocate has at least 10 challenges available. This means he has enough challenges. Now, do I have too many challenges? No. No advocate has more than 20 challenges available. This is the correct answer in this case. Now, if you find that you do have too many challenges, like in my case, what can you do about this? Next, you can ask yourself, do I need to archive some challenges? Maybe I have too many old challenges available. Maybe they're from last year, or they're just not relevant anymore. So maybe I need to archive some challenges. That way we can reduce the number of challenges to under 20 or around 20, 25 available for any given advocate, because we don't want to overwhelm them with too many challenges. Also, we can use targeting to create a challenge flow. So what does that mean? So for example, if you look here, I have many review challenges. All the ones that are circled here, they're all review challenges. They're all available at the same time to one advocate. This is very overwhelming to the advocate. We're asking them for too many things at one time. So if you find you have too many challenges, we can use challenge targeting to create a challenge flow. So what does this mean? Ideally, we want, once the advocate completes one challenge, then a new one becomes available. And then when they complete that challenge, then the next one becomes available. We don't want to have too many review challenges or too many challenges of the same type available at the same time. So we can have one challenge, the availability of one challenge dependent on the completion of the challenge before that. And you can do that in your challenge targeting settings. So you can see here, for example, let's say this rate on App Exchange. That's a review for App Exchange review. Now, you can see here, in this challenge, I have added the criteria for this challenge to be available to advocates who have completed the App Exchange review. And you can do the same thing for each challenge. So we can have this IT Central Station review that will appear to the advocate after they have completed the App Exchange review. And if we do the same thing with the G2 Crowd review, we can have this one appear after the advocate has completed the IT Central Station review. And we can do all of that within our challenge targeting settings. If you have any questions about doing this, you can ask at the end of the class or send us an email, and we can walk you through how to set up challenge flows or having challenges targeted to advocates who have completed other challenges. So that's how to deal with having too many challenges. Now we're going to talk about how to increase the number of challenges in your hub, but to keep a balance. Now you can see this pie. We're going to talk about the rule of 1/3. We use it often, our team uses it often, the rule of 1/3 or the pie rule. You want to make sure that your hub has an equal amount of challenges in all of these sections. So what do these mean? This pie, you want to have enough challenges, enough asks, enough education, and enough fun. So imagine your advocate should have 20 or so challenges available at one time. You have 20 slots to fill. Now you can't add all asks, you can't add all fun. You need to ensure that you have equal amount of asks, equal amount of education, and equal amount of fun challenges. This will help to achieve balance in your hub and make good for you, good for your advocates. Now, I'll go through each section one by one. What are type of ask challenges, what are education challenges, and what are some good fun challenges. So, next, what are some popular ask challenges? So we can see, as I mentioned before, write a review on XYZ review site. Write a review on App Exchange, write a review on GetApp, write a review on IT Central Station. So these are popular asks. Share a link to your blog post. So if you have a blog, you can ask your advocates to share a link to the blog, share a link to a white paper, write a testimonial that can be used in your marketing material, or reference requests. So there are many types of asks you can use. And these are what will asks do for you. Asks will make your sales team happy. They'll make your marketing team happy. Asks are good for business. But you can't have all asks in your hub. You can have a hub filled with 20 ask type challenges, but that's not very fun. Your marketing team might be happy about that, and your sales team might be happy about that, but you need to think about achieving the balance right? You need 1/3 ask, 1/3 education, and 1/3 fun. So you ask yourself, do I have too many asks? In this screenshot, you can see I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 share this blog post challenges. These are all asks. We're asking the advocate to share this blog post to Twitter, share this blog post to Facebook, or to LinkedIn. We're asking them to do a lot of things, but what is that? Why do they want to do that? It's not very exciting. So we can use this content, these blog posts, content that are now asks, but we can turn our ask into an education type of challenge. So at the top here, you'll recognize this is a share a link stage type. A share a link stage type is a typical ask. Like I said, share a blog, share a white paper, share a video. But if you already have this content, but you have too many asks, you can turn your ask into education by using the online action stage combined with ask some questions stage. So, for example, here, blog posts can not only be asks, blog posts can also be educational. So in stage 1, we can ask your advocate to read the blog post. So go to the blog, read the blog, and then come back. In stage 2, we can ask them to answer some questions. So here, I've used the example of the Influitive blog. This is a blog post about boosting your product reviews with Influitive's Get App integration. So the marketing team might be happy if we share this to LinkedIn, share this to Twitter, but we want the advocate to learn something. We want them to read it. But we can't just say, read this, and we can't guarantee that they have read it. So we want to give them points for reading it, but we also want to check that they actually read it. It's a very effective way to tell if your advocates are reading and getting some feedback. So that's why in stage 1, read. Stage 2, answer some questions. So here's 2 example questions. We ask them to read the blog posts, and then the question, give us an insight or something you learned from this blog post. This is what makes it educational. And what review site is most important to your organization? It's just like a teacher checking if the student has read something by asking them questions about it. Right? We share it with them and ask them to give us some feedback about it. This makes it a very good educational experience. And we can do the same thing with release notes. Release notes are a great way to educate your advocates, your users of your product about new features. Right? So we can ask them, in the same way as a blog post, we ask them to go to the release notes, read what's new, and then we ask them to return and then answer the question, what is your favorite new feature? And do you have any feedback on the new release? So these are very educational. We can do this with release notes or something from your knowledge base, support articles, or even with white papers. We ask them to read the white paper, come back, and answer some questions. This will make the asks into an educational experience for your advocates. And to sum up the education section, here are some other education challenges. I talked about read a blog post and answer some questions. We can read a white paper and read release notes, or another one, attend a webinar such as this one, watch a webinar. And in each of these cases, you want to have a second stage on your challenge, asking for feedback, asking for questions. This will ensure that the advocates have read or watched the content, and then give you some feedback about it. So, why do we need education challenges? Education challenges means more knowledgeable customers. If you have knowledgeable customers, this will reduce the workload for your customer success and customer support teams. So, more knowledgeable customers means less work for support. Right? If they read your knowledge base, they read your new releases, they don't need to ask you questions about what these new features are. So you can have educated advocates. And the third part of our balanced pie, if you remember, we have ask, we have education, and what's the last one? Fun. So now we're going to talk about some fun challenges. This one, the example one I'm going to talk about first, is a very popular one. It gets advocates involved. It's good. It's not only fun, but it can also be useful for marketing purposes as well. So in your challenge, you can use the upload an image stage to ask the advocate to take a picture with your mascot. Ask them to take your mascot on vacation, or maybe take a t-shirt on vacation and take a picture with the mascot, or take a selfie wearing your swag, wearing your t-shirt, wearing your hat, or using your mug, whatever kind of swag they have received from your company. So you have two options. You can ask the advocates to upload the image to your hub, or, which is maybe a better idea from a marketing point of view, ask the advocates to upload it to Instagram, upload it to Twitter, using whatever hashtag your marketing team is implementing. So this is a fun challenge. Advocates will like wearing your swag, taking selfies on vacation or wherever they are. But it's also good for your marketing. So more examples, more fun challenges. So we want challenges that are fun, but also useful. And I've pointed out the first two fun challenges. When is your birthday? You can ask your advocates, when is your birthday? What is your favorite book? People love to know. People love to be given perks, right? Advocates love to be given perks. So if you ask them, when is their birthday? It's not only a fun challenge, but it can be useful because you want to get information about when their birthday is, and you can give perks to some of your top advocates on their birthday. Also, if you need an idea for the perk, the what is your favorite book challenge could be useful as well. So you can get an idea of what kind of books they like, maybe perk them a book on their birthday as well. So more examples, holiday-related challenges are always popular ones. St. Patrick's Day, April Fool's Day, or Easter is coming up. You can use these kind of challenges. Sports predictions. So March Madness is I think it's wrapping up now. So predictions about basketball, college basketball, about the Super Bowl. So sports predictions. And share funny YouTube videos. They're always a good option to get advocates coming back and having fun. So why do you want fun challenges? We know you want asks for your sales team, your marketing team. Education is good for your customer support team, customer success teams. So why do we need fun challenges? Fun challenges keep your advocates coming back. This means if your advocates keep coming back, doing fun challenges, they're also going to do other challenges as well. This means more referrals, more tweets, and more engagement in general. So fun challenges, if you have enough fun challenges, this will help increase engagement in other areas, other ask challenges and other education challenges. So that's wrapping it up for the types of challenges we need. Remember, you need a balance of asks, a balance of education, and a balance of fun challenges. And the last part of today's class is a bit of a surprise. Since you're going to need more challenges, might be difficult to come up with some fun challenges. So we have something prepared for you today. I'm going to go back to share my screen here. Okay. Now you know about the challenge template library. If I click onto the challenges and I go to add a challenge, I am presented with the challenge template library. Now you know there's the usual sections, general, fun challenges, testimonial. But now going forward, we have a new this month challenge template library section. This is going to help inspire you, hopefully give you some good ideas for fun challenges or other challenges. So every month we're going to add some new challenges to this section, new this month. So keep checking back. We're going to keep updating challenges here. This will help you to add more challenges to your hub to maintain that balance. So this is if you have any ideas of challenges as well, you can let us know about some challenges that were popular in your hub. We're always welcome. We're always open to feedback, and we'll add them in here so that we can share them with other administrators of AdvocateHub as well. So remember, check out the challenge template library in the new this month section. Okay. Now, I think that covers it for everything I had to talk about today. Now, are there any questions? I guess Lindsay, our operator, will take your questions if you want to call in and ask some questions. I'll be more than happy to answer.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're dialed in on the phone lines, please dial 1 followed by 4 on your telephone keypad to register your line for a question. You'll hear a 3-tone prompt, and your line will be accessed to obtain your name. Once again, if you're registered on the phone lines, you may dial 1 followed by 4 to register a question.
Okay. So there's one chat question now from Bo. Bo asks, there is an option to sort the list of advocates by available challenges. So we'll take care of that one first. I'll go back to share the desktop. I'll go to my advocates section. And Bo asks, what does this mean, sort by available challenges? So as you can see, this is me, Don. I have 35 challenges available. Don Juan has 38 challenges available. So we can sort. That one appears not to be working correctly. It's going backwards, I see. Okay. So we sort by available challenges. And we can see this person has the least number of available challenges all the way down here. I guess on the next page, 51. So it looks like an ascending list of how many challenges are available to each advocate. So that's what that means. How many challenges are available to each advocate in a descending order. Okay? Does that make sense? Okay. Any audio questions?
No, we're not showing any audio questions at this time.
No? Okay, and it looks like there's no more questions in the chat as well, so I guess we'll call it a day if no one has any more questions. Thank you for attending the class. I hope you learned something, and next time Heather will be back to entertain you and enlighten you again. Thank you, and have a good day.
Ladies and gentlemen, that does conclude your webinar for today. We thank you for your participation and ask that you please disconnect your lines.